Hello, everybody. My name is Chad Castillo, and I'm currently a P3 student at the University of New Mexico College of Pharmacy. Today, I wanted to talk to you about wellness, especially as it applies to being a pharmacy student and an intern. So, going on to my first slide, what is wellness? So, the first thing I wanted to do, honestly, was just to look up what the definition was in the dictionary. So, I went to the Merriam Webster dictionary to look up the definition of wellness. And their definition of wellness is the quality or state of being in good health, especially as it is an actively sought goal. To me, there are various aspects of wellness. In school, has taught us a lot about physical wellness, especially when the body is not physically well, and what we can do to bring it back to being physically well. And that could be done with physical therapy, surgery, in the School of Pharmacy case, a lot to do with medication. And we learned about physical wellness probably since we were in middle school, high school, and I feel like that's the main avenue of wellness that we know about. I felt like in the past couple of years, mental wellness has been a thing that's been brought up more often, and I feel that it is something that is important and should not be ignored. It needs to be taken seriously. So I wanted to cover a little bit about mental wellness and what it means as a pharmacy student to be mentally well. So to get into that, I'll first begin to talk about the detriments of mental wellness. So this will be detriments of mental wellness part one, which I mainly talk about issues in school and intern life that cause us to be anxious and worried all the time and maybe makes us feel on edge or not fully ready to go. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was due dates. That could be like a big test or a big assignment you know is going to take you a long time to do. You may be looking at it at the end of your semester and you may be thinking about it at the beginning of the semester and it just bothers you through the whole semester. Another big thing for us is test scores. We all want to be great pharmacy professionals once we graduate, and a good way to test where we're at right now as students is with test scores. We want good test scores. We want to show that we know what we're talking about and that we've learned what we've been learning about. The next thing that kind of coincides with that is OSCE scores. I mean, we want to be able to communicate with our patients, and this is a big thing. I mean, we practice for it, we worry about it, we think about it when we're waiting for our grades to come out. It just really can put mental stress on us. Another one is imposter syndrome. I still feel this when I go on rotations. I still feel like I really don't belong or I really shouldn't be making recommendations. Like I'm just not confident in my abilities yet. And I do feel that imposter syndrome is a real thing and we need to learn how to be more confident with ourselves. And I feel like that is also mentally stressing. And then changing guidelines. Guidelines change from year to year. In our P3 year, we have a capstone course, and by the time you reach that, guidelines may have changed from things you've learned in your first and second year of pharmacy school, and we just got to learn it all over again. So we just got to worry about that. And that feels like it just puts a lot of stress on us. And there's much, much more that I may not have covered, but other pharmacy students may know as well. So just to put it simply, life as a pharmacy student can be very mentally demanding. So going on to detriments of mental wellness part two, this is considered our social home life. I mean, bills are a big part of our life. Some of us quite aren't in the professional world and we're still students, but we still got to take care of bills. Some of us have kids, may not have kids. It's a lot of different things. And, when you're stuck in that little medium of not having a career yet, but still being a student, bills, rent, responsibilities, having gas to get to school or your rotations can be all built up and be stressfully demanding. And life just happens. I mean, things happen around us that we can't control, and it can just put a lot of stress on us. So, just to summarize this, living in general can just be mentally demanding. So, I want to talk about a couple of ways to improve mental wellness because I feel that we all need to worry a little less and to de-stress a bit and to make the best of what we're going through right now. So, one of the many forms to help with our mental wellness is meditation. For me personally, I like to pray a lot and just being thankful for what has come into my life and remembering why I'm here, that I want to make a difference in my community and to not think of school as something that's trying to put me down. When I make that switch in my mind to be, more thankful and to remember why I'm here, I feel a lot better and I feel ready to go. I feel a lot more mentally stable in a way, and I don't feel so stressed out about school. Another thing is social interaction. Humans are very social, and whether you feel like you're not that social, I thought, um, until COVID came around and living in isolation just felt like it was tough. Um, but try to do your best to keep in contact with your family and friends. I found that playing online video games with my friends and family had brought me a lot of relief when I had time to play. And just being able to hear their voices and talk and, just hear about each other's lives and what's going on, that made me feel a lot better. My family has like a group text messaging chat, which makes me feel close with them. I still see some people in outdoor activities. I mean, we're socially distanced, but just being able to talk, even though we're like more than 6 feet apart, just getting out there and still being able to at least visually see each other is very nice. I was in a very dark place fall semester of P3 where I just felt like a lot of the stress is built up and made me feel not who I am. And I really felt that exercise helped me a lot. I started going on walks, I started lifting weights, and I just felt like I had renewed energy and I had more creativity, and I just felt like exercise in general helps a lot with mental health. Some other sources for mental wellness, I'd say duties when you have time, as they can be very time consuming and you don't want to go down that route too far. You want to be able to balance it. So I felt like one thing that helped me a lot was podcasts, and hearing other people talk and have discussions and conversations made me feel like I was a part of something. It simulated like conversation, and I felt like I wasn't, just alone all the time. I like to watch a lot of YouTube and a lot of TV, and I feel like that helps so much, just to make you forget about the stresses of life for a little bit. I consider myself an avid video game player, so I felt that very good story video games helped me a lot just to be like living life in a different world somewhat. Helped me forget about all the stresses we have now. But I say take that with a grain of salt because you don't want to put too much time away from your responsibilities. So I just wanted to sum that up for you guys and just to tell you to take care of yourself, make time for yourself because it's very important that you're in the right place, and I feel that it really helps with school. And just remember to keep working and that you're going to make it, and you'll get through life's issues, and just do your best to help yourself. So a couple of learning objectives here. I have 3 learning objectives. The first one is, what is the definition of wellness? My second learning objective is, what detriments do you feel affects your mental wellness the most? And the last thing is, what approaches do you think you could use in your life to help reduce stress, to help make time for yourself? And going along with that, for the assignment I want you guys to do is today, rate your own mental wellness on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being the worst possible state you can be in, 10 being like you're happy every single day in your day and you're stress free. And then I want you to make a plan to incorporate at least one activity a day that can help you reduce stress. It can be whatever you want if you feel like that'll help you reduce stress and to help improve your mental wellness. And do that for 1 month. And at the end of the month, I want you to rate your mental wellness again on a scale of 0 to 10. Did you do worse? Did you do better? And And of the activities, I'm sorry, I want you to do a different activity every day if you want to, or you could do a couple of the same every day. What activities did you feel worked for you the best? What made you feel that things were going to be better and gave you better mental wellness, and what things didn't help you as much? And that is the assignment. And again, I want to thank you for your time um, and listening to me talk about mental wellness. Thank you, everybody.